Welcome to this new video about Forza Horizon 6, in which I'm simply going to show you all the new engine swaps. By new engine swaps, I mean all the swaps added in Horizon 6 that weren't in Horizon 5, and there are many in Horizon 6. So each time, I'll show you the name of the engine in question, I'll show you the car it comes from, its source, and I'll also show you its maximum power once it's upgraded. That way, you'll know what to expect if you see this engine appear in the list of potential swaps for your car. By the way, if you have any good swap combinations to recommend, feel free to put them in the comments to say, well, on this or that car you can install this or that engine, and it's really good. It's become a really great car. Feel free to mention it in the comments. It could help me create a special video on the best swaps to install and help many players discover great car combinations to try in Forza Horizon 6. Don't forget to leave a like on this video as well. It always feels good. And well, let's get started right away with the first one. Just before I show you the first new engine swap, let me remind you that a swap is simply the act of installing a different engine. In this section here, which is body and conversions, you do an engine swap, and here you can install a new engine in your car. We'll start with a quick note on motorcycle engines. As Forza Horizon 6 now lets you install several motorcycle engines in small cars like the Honda Beat shown here. For all the other swaps I'm going to show you in this video, I'll show you a bit of gameplay each time, but not for these, for the simple reason that these come from vehicles that aren't in the game since they come from motorcycles. For the first three, I won't show you any gameplay, I'll just give you all the important information you need to know about these engines. The first new one is the 1-liter 4-cylinder motorbike engine you see here. It's an engine that produces 215 horsepower stock and can go up to 794 horsepower with a single turbo installed. And it's an engine that comes from the Honda CBR 1000 Fireblade. There's this engine here, the 1.2-liter 3-cylinder motorbike engine. This one comes from the Triumph Speed Triple 1200 RS. It's an engine that makes 180 horsepower stock and can go up to 574 horsepower with a single turbo. And finally, there's my favorite among the new motorcycle engines. Even though it's not necessarily the most powerful, I think it's the one that really makes the best sound. The 1.1-liter 4-cylinder real motorcycle engine. Contrary to what many people think, it's not an engine that comes from a Ducati, but it's an engine that comes from an Aprilia, the RSV4. It's an engine that, originally, before any upgrades, makes 214 horsepower and will go up to 775 once all the upgrades are installed with a single turbo. Among the new engines that you'll be able to install on several cars, you'll find the engine called 1.6-liter 3-cylinder turbo. That's the engine that comes from the Toyota Yaris GR, which you can see right here. This engine makes 257 horsepower stock and will go up to 626 horsepower with the single turbo installed and all upgrades maxed out. And this engine does have a special feature. It actually sounds pretty good for a 3-cylinder engine compared to the other 3 cylinders in Forza Horizon 6. In Forza Horizon 6, you can also use the engine from the Mercedes-AMG 1, the former Aero card from Forza Horizon 5, to swap it into several cars. It's the engine called the V6 Turbo 1.6-liter. This engine also has a special feature. It can't be upgraded. It makes 1,086 horsepower before upgrading, and it will also make 1,086 horsepower after upgrading. The only thing you can change on this engine is the turbo. You can install the turbo with anti-lag if you want to have backfires, and if you want a turbo that spools up a little faster without lag. Overall, the engine is still expensive for its performance and doesn't sound impressive. There's also a new, unique engine swap available for several Jaguar cars. It's with the engine called the 4-cylinder 1.6 turbo. So it has the same name as other engines, except this one makes 860 horsepower stock and also makes 860 horsepower with upgrades. It's the engine from the Jaguar CX-75, which is also in the game, and is a $3 million car. That's why I'm letting you hear it on the Jaguar XG15 I have here, which I got for free. It's still a lot cheaper. If you come across the 4-cylinder turbo engine that makes 247 horsepower, and not just a little over 200, that's because this is a swap we already had in Forza Horizon 6. If you have the original 247 version, know that it's the engine from the Lancia Delta we have here, the Delta S4. The engine actually makes 247 horsepower stock and can go up to 624 horsepower when fully upgraded. It's an interesting engine for rally because it's very torquey, especially with lots of low-end torque. Forza Horizon 6 also adds several new rotary engines. That's probably because there are a lot of new rotored engine cars that have been added to the game. The first one we're interested in is the engine called the 2-liter rotored 3.2-liter R3s. This engine produces 450 horsepower stock, and once upgraded, it reaches 1,000 horsepower with all the parts installed. It's the engine from the Mazda 4i, which sounds absolutely amazing. However, it's the opposite of the Lancia Delta in terms of handling. It's an engine that's nothing like a rev-happy one and delivers all its power at high RPM. So it's really an engine made for racing at very high speeds, very fast corners, and straightaways. Don't confuse it with another engine that sounds the same and has an extremely similar name. Here, we're going from the 2-liter R3 to the 2-liter R3T, so with a factory turbo. This engine is also from a Mazda, specifically the pre-modified Formula Drift model shown here. This engine also has very little room for improvement since it's 1,000 horsepower stock and 1,000 horsepower when fully upgraded. The only thing you can modify is the anti-lag turbo to, once again, get those little backfires in a turbo that spools up faster. You'll also find on some cars in the game the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine that makes 949 horsepower stock. It's only available on very few models, mainly Mitsubishi Lancer like the Evo 8 or the Evo 9. It's the engine that comes from the Mitsubishi Lancer Sierra Racing, which is a time attack car, and then the 2-liter 4-cylinder flat engine, so with a little F in its name, the F4 2-liter 4. It's an engine that comes not from one car, but from two different cars. It's the engine that you'll find originally under the hood of the latest generation Toyota GR86 and Subaru BRZ. They are exactly the same cars in the game. They are exactly the same cars in real life. They have exactly the same engine, which is a flat 4-cylinder, hence the F for flat, which means flat in English. The engine produces 228 horsepower stock and will go up to 689 once fully upgraded with the addition of two big turbos. We'll stick with the Japanese and Subaru for the next swap, since you'll also find the 2.5F. 4T, so here too, a flat engine, and the little F is still present. Stock turbo engine from the Subaru STI 209, which is this car, which was a DLC car in Horizon 5, but became a car, available to everyone in Forza Horizon 6. It's an engine that you'll mostly find in Subaru cars. It has 341 horsepower stock, and once fully upgraded with all the racing parts, it goes up to 731 horsepower, and it's an engine with a lot of torque. So again, very interesting for rally. And then, the 2.5 turbo 5-cylinder engine that comes from the Audi RS3. By the way, I had never noticed that it had light strips inside the car. It's pretty stylish. So indeed, it's the engine from the latest generation Audi RS3, which has 394 horsepower stock, and you can push it up to, if I'm not mistaken, 830 horsepower once it's fully upgraded. It's a torquey engine with great sound, and few 5-cylinder engines are in the game. So you should take advantage of it. There's another swap that you'll find on very few cars. It's pretty niche, but it's still in Forza Horizon 6. It's the engine called the 2.9 V6 twin turbo. So don't get confused. It's true that there aren't many 2.9 V6 engines in the game, and the most well-known one is probably the one from the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio VRD. But if you see a 2.9 V6 with 444 horsepower stock, that's the engine from the latest Audi RS4. Indeed, it has 444 horsepower stock, and when fully upgraded, this engine produces 927 horsepower. Now we're seeing engines regularly approaching 1,000 horsepower. As we continue down the list, we'll encounter even more powerful engines. In Forza Horizon 6, there are also quite a few engines with very similar names when you get into the 3-liter range and look at the Inline 6s. There are quite a few that have the same name. The only way to tell them apart is to look at their stock power output. If you see that it's 503 horsepower, that's the engine from the BMW M4 competition. Indeed, 503 horsepower stock, and once fully upgraded, it goes up to 940 horsepower. I'll take this opportunity to make a quick note about a particular engine, the 3.5 TTI hybrid you see here, an engine that makes, if I'm not mistaken, 513 horsepower stock. It's an engine that's not entirely new to Horizon 6. We already had it in Horizon 5, but it was only available as a swap for one car, and that's still the case in Horizon 6, only available for the Honda NSX RGT. This engine comes from the older generation Acura NSX, the 2017 model. It's a car that's not in the game, which means that in future updates, we'll very likely see the 2017 Acura return in an upcoming season and be available to win through the festival selection system. In the meantime, it's an engine that originally produces 513 horsepower and can go up to 1,015 when fully upgraded. So it's the same thing. There are a lot of 4-liter V8s with exactly the same name, 4-liter V8 TT. Or biturbo, there are at least 5 or 6 others in the game. The only way to tell them apart is by their power, and among all of them, there is actually a new one. The one that makes 700 horsepower stock and 1,057 horsepower once upgraded. It's the V8 biturbo engine that comes from the Toyota GR. The car that's the hero car of Forza Horizon 6, the one you see on the cover, and that's usually red. It's this engine that comes from that car, and it's available on a lot of models, probably more than 100. There are others that are really cool because I think the car sounds great, And also because I think it's cool that the developers don't necessarily add only modern engine swaps. I like it when they go back to older cars that were already in the game to add their engines to the swap list, simply making those engines usable in the game. And in this category, we'll find the 4.2-liter V8, which makes 442 horsepower stock and 960 horsepower upgraded with the twin turbo installed. It's the engine from the old Audi RS5 back when they still made some pretty cool engines with big V8 SE. Correct. This engine is from that car. Many cars in the game offer their engines to others through the swap system, so it's important to watch the brands. For example, you'll find the BMW M5 F10, the 2012 M5. This car, in fact, will offer its engine to several other BMWs. It's the 4.4-liter V8 engine, so be careful here. Don't get them mixed up, because it's the same thing again. There are several engines with the same name. We're talking here about the one that makes 552 horsepower stock and, once fully upgraded, can go up to 833 horsepower. And by the way, still at BMW, still with a very similar name. You'll also find the 4.4-liter V8 biturbo. So same name, but not the same power. Since this one comes from the latest generation X6M, it's one of the new vehicles in Forza Horizon 6. It makes 626 horsepower stock, and remember we tested it on video a few weeks ago. Once fully upgraded, this one makes 900 horsepower, so it's a big engine. And again, it's available on a lot of cars. Quick side note, just like earlier when we talked about the engine available on the Honda NSX RGT, now we're going to talk about the 4.7-liter V8 engine, which already existed back in the days of Forza Horizon 5, but it's only available on one car, which is the Alpha 155-4 that you see here. This engine is back in Forza Horizon 6. It's the engine that comes from the Maserati Gran Turismo S. Maserati isn't in the game yet, which means, as you probably guessed, it should come back later with updates. This engine has a special feature. It sounds extremely good. 450 horsepower stock and 858 horsepower once upgraded. There's also the 6.5 V12 engine. Now be careful, it's the same thing. There are several engines with the same names, and actually, they come from the same brands. So, let's say that makes it even harder to spot the differences. Since Forza Horizon 3, the 5.5-liter V12 from older Lamborghini models has been available as a swap on many cars, an engine that's extremely powerful, making 1,100 horsepower, and it's really aggressive. And now in Horizon 6, we're going to find the Revuelto engine, which is also available as a swap on a lot of cars. Often on Lamborghinis, but not only. Really, it's available on a ton of cars. V12 with the same name, 6.5. V12, except this one originally makes 1,001 horsepower. Knowing that originally, it's more powerful than the previous generation of 6.5 V12. But once upgraded, it's actually less interesting, since this version with 1,001 horsepower originally makes 1,380 horsepower once upgraded, whereas the old Lamborghini V12-5, which is still available in Horizon 6 and can be swapped into quite a few cars, puts out, as I was saying, almost 8,600. So, as far as I know, unless I'm mistaken, we've covered all the new engine swaps available in Forza Horizon 6. I think there are about 20 of them. There will probably be more with future updates. Usually, when a new car is added to the game, its engine becomes available for other cars. So in a few years, we might update the list for Forza Horizon 6. I hope I haven't missed anything in the meantime. If that's the case, let me know in the comments about any engines I missed. Don't forget to subscribe for future videos, and follow me on Twitch for regular Forza Horizon 6 streams. Use your Prime to support. And don't forget my little instant gaming link that you'll find below this video. It lets you support me for free by buying your games for less. Thank you for watching this video. See you very soon for the next one. Bye.